Welcome to another edition of SFA Now. Today we'll be taking a behind-the-scenes look at the Final Four and talk about the Asian Culture Club.
We'll also be sitting down with the Main Street Director to talk about city development, as well as many more topics to touch on this time at SFA Now.
Welcome to SFA Now. I'm Alex Bellini.
And I'm Kaylee Masters. This past Saturday at 4, the SFA Lumberjacks took to the field at Lufkin's John Atlott Memorial Field inside Abe Martin Stadium. It was a very calm day for the Jacks, running the same plays mostly at half speed with a small crowd in attendance. This was the last time to catch the Jacks in action before the annual spring game on Saturday, April 12th. With the Lumberjacks following another non-playoff season, combined with having to start the year off at Kansas State, a Division 1A program that will certainly consider this a warm-up game, they have some challenges facing them off this season. And in case you missed the progress on this Saturday, remember that spring game is coming this Saturday. Action Jacks.
This past Saturday, the 5th of April, the first annual Disability Pride Parade was held in Nacogdoches. This parade highlights awareness of appreciation for those with disabilities. The parade started at 2 in the afternoon on the corner of North Pecan and Hospital Streets, took a left at Pecan, a left on Main Street, then a left on Mound, and ended on the corner of Mound and East Hospital. There were over 150 marchers for the parade with tons of floats, banners, and trucks. The only other places that have a Disabilities Pride Parade are Chicago, Silicon Valley, Jersey, and Philly. There was a picnic from 3 to 5 at Festival Park with live music as well. The parade lasted a little over half a mile and is expected to put on again next year.
This past weekend, students from SFA interested in getting a hands-on, behind-the-scenes look at a major sporting event in regards to the media were allowed to attend a seminar at the Final Four in Dallas. Radio TV major Thomas Spartan and journalism majors Jordan Moss and David Fletcher attended the 14th annual Full Court Press Seminar, where they were allowed to access the exclusive parts of the preparation of the Final Four. The day started off with a talk from the bigwigs in the sports broadcast industry in the press box at AT&T Stadium. After that, the students were allowed to do as they pleased for the remainder of the day. The students were started their freedom by covering the presentation of the Oscar Robertson's Player of the Year Award, Creighton's Doug McDermott, with his father, coach, and Mr. Robinson in attendance. Then came the team press conferences, in which UConn came out first, and then they left to practice. Florida followed, then Kentucky, then Wisconsin. Each team went for a quick practice session in immediate succession after the order, with one team practicing while the next came up for the media. The students attending the seminar were allowed to flow back and forth. The students also were allowed to eat and collaborate in the media room with professionals in the business. Students were allowed in the locker rooms for their teams as well and had the same rules as the rest of the media. Seeing Scotty Lubikin and the Harrison twins and Shabazz Napier was one of the colorful lineup of coaches was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. SFA, writing its own chapter in upset history of the Final Four, made the seminar especially special for the trio of media students from SFA. And with this year's seed total being higher than ever, some would call this the Cinderella year for March Madness, and our SFA students were there to cover it. The seminar was free of charge, and there was also a scholarship opportunity for thousands of dollars.
On Thursday, the Residence Hall Association of the Office of Multicultural Affairs hosted an all-around-the-world event for Diversity Week at the Baker Patillo Student Center. Students have the opportunity to learn more about different world countries and their cultures around us by experiencing their foods, traditions, as well as their games. The countries that were presented at the event were New Zealand, Egypt, Japan, and the Philippines, just to name a few. The event began at 5 and ended around 7, giving the students enough time to go to the entire table to experience each country that was represented. Those who went to the event also received a free t-shirt for their participation.
On Friday, April 4th, at the Baker Patilla Student Center, the Asian Culture Club sponsored a culturally and socially diverse night market. The market brought together the community through food, music, and culture. Night markets are a tradition in the Asian culture characterized with a fantastical carnival-like atmosphere. Small gifts and food were available for purchase. The Asian Culture Club featured various performances and food offered by a variety of organizations here at Stephen F. Austin. The night market welcomed all students to enjoy authentic Asian cuisine and socialize in a culturally diverse environment. Members of the Asian Culture Club were also able to show off their cooking skills to students. Throughout the evening, popular Asian music was played to enhance the atmosphere. For more information about the Asian Culture Club, contact the Office of Multicultural Affairs at 936-468-1073.
April 4th in the Student Center Regent Suite A and B at 7:30 p.m., the Ola and Sigma Lambda Beta Fraternity Incorporated brought a unique birthday celebration to the SFA campus. The Miss Quince, a girl's journey to womanhood, is the recreation of a quinceañera, which in the Latino culture represents the transition from childhood to womanhood. Both the boys and girls were dressed to perfection while they took place in all the traditional quinceañera events. For the ritual to be symbolized, the tradition, the crown and the flat shoes were traded for a bigger crown and heels to symbolize stepping into womanhood. For more information on the next Miss Quince or any other Latin American events, you can visit www.facebook.com/ola.sfa.
If you would like more on any of the stories you've heard today, be sure to check out our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SFA Now. Also, if you know of any interesting events going on you think would be newsworthy, please make sure to post it on our wall and share it with us.
All right, don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we're going to talk about bow ties, gymnastics, and history. And later, we'll be discussing the current and future state of the community with the Main Street Director, Sarah O'Brien. Stay tuned. Welcome back to SFA Now. Now we're going to send it to Chaz Rockamore with the story of a demeanor group, the bow tie group on campus.
SFA's track and field members Cass Brown Stewart and Jamal Peden have stylized Nacogdoches from being #1 on the track to becoming #1 in our wardrobe with their custom-made bow ties.
I came here in 2010 as a walk-on to the team. Now I'm a 2-time All-American, 5-time school record holder, 3-time national qualifier, and team captain. Me and Jamal were teammates. We came in together, so we've been friends for about 4 years now. And it wasn't really like a business thing. It was kind of, we were sitting here on the couch together when the deal came about. So, we're two like-minded individuals as far as fashion goes. So it'd be a great partnership. Bow ties, 2 reasons. One, because they're fairly easy to make with no sewing experience. And then they're very versatile. So you can make different types and all kinds of colors and different combinations of fabrics. So you can do a lot with bow ties. As we got older, we became more interested in fashion and what's going on in the world. So we started off with another line called True Ties. It was with another one of our friends. And then once our friend wasn't with us anymore, we changed the name to Demeanor.
Make the bow tie and put the fabric into bow tie form. We take each piece of fabric, fold each side like a hot dog, and meet each other in the middle. And then from there, we take it and we meet it again in the middle.
We really wanted to be like a self-sufficient working business. The main goal is to own your own business for most Americans these days. So if we can do that and have this up and running before we graduate, that'd be like ideal because, who doesn't want to be their own boss? And at that point, we would be learning as we go, but at the same time, we would be working for ourselves.
This is the form in the shape that your bow tie will be in. So we'll do that for each piece. Where then is when the sewing comes into handy.
Cash and Jamal were appreciative of the sewing machine that they were gifted to proceed with the endeavor of creating their bow tie business. They stated that with the machine, they're able to cut down their process time by 50%. It now takes about an hour to an hour and a half to create a bow tie, depending on the customer's need. These custom-made bow ties range from $15 to $30, depending on what type of bow tie you're looking for and how long it takes to make.
And so what we would do after the two pieces are put together, we'll put them together and then we'll combine them. And so you have one in the front, one in the back, just to give it some substance and give that actual bow tie look.
Our online sales actually just got up like last week, so we haven't sold any online yet, but we're definitely looking forward to selling more on Etsy and then getting our own website made. So really look forward to getting better at this. You know, we are a startup company, so I look forward to learning and getting better and working on our business savvy as well.
It could be the same fabric material or different, and we sew this to where this locks, and we can keep this. This will actually is what keeps the bow tie all together, and you just go back and forth, and just making sure that this is set in stone and that there's no being able to move or adjust, or like the bow tie might slip out after the buyer buys it. But then from there is where you have three different pieces to make your bow tie become something that you can tie around your neck. So you'll sew those on to where you can adjust just by sliding. And then from there, on each corner end, you add the two pieces that tie the bow tie in the back, and that becomes where you attach. And so that's where the bow tie is just really put together and mastered.
Stay on the lookout for Demeanor. If you'd like to have your own personal consultation with Cass Brown Stewart and Jamal Peden, you may contact them at demeanorties@gmail.com or search online for pre-made ties at etsy.com/demeanorties.
Earlier this semester, I did a piece over a local gymnastics club. Let's take a look at what I found out. Here at the Boys and Girls Club in Nacogdoches, Texas, lies a gym full of fun equipment for current and future gymnasts to practice their skills. In the gym, there's a girls gymnastics team that trains her for upcoming competitions. The girls gymnastics team trains 4 days out the week and 3 hours each day, making it a total of 12 hours every week.
The biggest obstacle to get over thus far is to learn how to deal with each girl and their way of learning. I find myself coaching each girl the same sometimes and speaking to them the same and coaching them the same, and then I have to take a step back and realize not every girl's going to learn the same way, and I have to use different words or different techniques. So that's kind of the biggest obstacle I've come across as a coach, is dealing with different girls and their learning styles.
Before a workout, every gymnast must stretch their body and condition themselves so that way they will not get hurt or tired at the end of a routine or just during practice. Coach April has led the team into numerous competitions, and almost each time they come out with a gold medal and a smile on their face. Girls gymnastics consists of 4 different events that require a unique set of skills to be able to perform each event. There's the floor, which requires a high level of air awareness, the uneven bars, which require mainly your hands and upper body strength, the balance beam, which requires you to balance on just a 4-inch beam, and the vault, which require you to build up all your energy just for one skill.
We have from level 1 all the way to level 5, and that's called compulsory, and then they move on to optionals after that. Our level 1s, we have 4-year-olds in our level 1s, and then our highest level, level 5, we have a 12-year-old.
So if you're interested in joining the gymnastics team, or even coming in for a recreational class where you can play around, the Boys and Girls Club in Nacogdoches, Texas is located on Park Street. I'm Alex Bellini, reporting for SFA Now.
SFA is a very diverse campus with students from all over the world, but it wasn't always that way. Here's Brianna with the more.
It's hard to believe that I'm able to attend a university that didn't allow blacks to enter campus only 50 years ago. 50 years may seem like a long time, but for the people that had to endure discrimination and slavery, 50 years seems like just yesterday.
Some restaurant we couldn't go through the front door. I'm brought up in there, but we come a long ways, but we ain't free yet. I don't think we're free.
The first African-American student to graduate from Stephen F. Austin State University was in the spring of 1967. A graduate of SFA in the 70s, Archie Rosin, says that African Americans represented less than 1% of the student population and that they were not wanted there. Upon my arrival at SFA, it seems to be a diverse institution, accepting students from all different cultures and races. Reality is, it may be now, but it hasn't always been that way.
A person in your position in 1960 would not have happened.
Some events are organized to remind people about the struggles of our nation and the lengths black culture has come. Celebrating African American heritage and culture with love is important to the African American Heritage Project Progressive Leadership Group and the president of the East Texas Group, Patrick Sanders.
Show them the struggles and things that their ancestors had to endure for them to enjoy the things that they have now. One of the things is simple as going to SFA.
The program focused on promoting black heritage and the accomplishments and achievements of African Americans. There were songs, panel discussions.
We still hear every day racist statements.
Artists and vendors.
You don't have to allow racism to bring out the bad in us. Let it bring out the good.
There was a mini skit titled, "Freedom is Not Free." It showcased where American society has been and where they want to see it become. Equality for all. Brianna Nicole, reporting.
But I am not going to stop until we all have the right to freedom.
Have you ever heard of Millard's Crossing? If you haven't, here's Michael Ryder with more.
On the north side of Nacogdoches, Texas, there is a slice of history just waiting to be discovered by you. This slice of history is no other than Millard's Crossing, which sits on 37 acres of Texas soil. Millard's Crossing is a reconstructed historic village featuring examples of architecture from periods ranging from Victorian-era homes to 19th century designs. The founder of the historic village is no other than the late Lara Millard Thomas. What started as the restoration of an 1837 Victorian house in 1966 turned into a huge project of restoring various East Texas architecture pieces. Lara Thompson wanted to develop the village on the land where she was born and raised, and she did just that. The Millard Lee House got its name because it was bought by David Lee in 1859. This house was originally built in 1837 and is now a recorded Texas historic landmark. Millard's Crossing has a large amount of hands-on activities that people on tours have access to. This works to give an authentic experience to anyone looking for an opportunity to get a feel for the olden days. Millard's Crossing has a very easy-to-use website at www.millardscrossing.org, where individuals can look up contact information, check tour options, find out about renting the village as a venue, and can also get filled in on events. The website also features a country store where individuals can look through items kept in the mercantile store that was reopened in 2012. Millard's Crossing is open Monday through Saturday 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. You can call them at 936-564-6631. Step out of your routine today and plan a visit to Millard's Crossing, where history lives.
Stay tuned after the break when we sit down with the Main Street Director and talk about what goes on inside their program. Remember to like us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SFA Now.
And if you have any stories you'd like to see on here, post it on our wall and maybe you'll see it soon.
Welcome back to SFA Now. I'm Brianna Nicole, and I'll be your host for the last segment. I'm joined today by Sarah O'Brien. She is the Main Street Director of Nacogdoches. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
About myself, I was an SFA graduate, Axum Jack, so we're excited to be here. I've been with the City of Nacogdoches directing the Main Street program for about 6 years now.
How did you get to that position?
I got a degree in hospitality administration from the university, and I started working part-time for our Convention and Visitors Bureau downtown about 10 years ago.
So what are your duties in your job?
Main Street is actually a program that is designed to revitalize downtown districts. So we do deal with the organization, promotion, design, which is kind of the physical attributes of the district, and then the economic development. So from festivals to events to retail recruitment to grants and facade improvements, that all falls underneath my realm of expertise.
Now you oversee the Liberty Bell. So tell me about the success that
Well, they're their own
had.
private business. We don't oversee them, but they are in our downtown district, and so we do everything we can do to help them succeed. I've known Grant and Katie Harris for a long time. We've been personal friends, and so we were excited when they came to us almost 2 years ago with the idea to bring the Liberty Bell concept to downtown. So we worked hard to find them a location, and then we worked with that property owner to get the renovations done, and are just super excited to have them.
How's the Liberty Bell thrived throughout it's been open for about 8 months?
It's been open since August of 2013, and they're doing fantastic. They've brought in kind of a new experience for the downtown district. They've got live music several nights a week, which is always great and exciting. And they do lots of special events. They're going to be open for Mother's Day brunch soon, so we're just thrilled to have them.
Explain some of the events that are coming up that they have.
And they've got live music this Friday and Saturday night. They do special karaoke nights every Thursday night. They've even got an open mic night that's going on Tuesday nights. And then rumor has it they're going to start Wednesday evenings doing an improv comedy. So if you want to bring your jokes, you're welcome to come on downtown.
Now, a lot of college students, they really like nightlife and things like that.
Right.
So tell me about how the Liberty Bell will help attract more students.
We're
to the
always
nightlife
looking for ways to bring students downtown, and we know that the antique shops don't always appeal to the college students. They certainly didn't when I was in school, and so we're always looking for those specialty boutiques. We've got a men's boutique downtown now, several women's boutique, and then more places like the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell is fantastic, and we know they're going to be successful, but we would really like to have 2 or 3 of them.
How does opening an establishment like the Liberty Bell work in Nacogdoches?
Well, we have a very seamless development process. We hear all the time how much easier it is to do business in Nacogdoches than it is in some of the larger cities. So you come in, if you're looking downtown, your first step is to contact me. We'll set you up and show you some tours of some of the available properties. We'll talk to you about some of our incentives that we have, such as tax abatements, that just make it easier to do business. We know that rehabbing those historic buildings can sometimes be cost prohibitive. So we'll sit you down with the inspections department, the fire department, the historic sites department, and kind of go through the whole list. So before you even drill a hole or get the hammer out, you know what you have to expect and what you have to do to get that building up to code.
Now, with the success of the basketball program and the rebranding of the SFA logo, how do you think the successes in the nightlife will bring to Nacogdoches?
We're hopeful that they'll work hand in hand together. We know that a lot of students may pick other college destinations that may have some more nightlife than Nacogdoches does, and so we really want to continue to work with the university and do what we can from the city side and from the Main Street program side to make Nacogdoches more attractive for college students.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Sarah Bryan, for joining with us today.
Absolutely.
That does it for our show today. Remember to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SFA Now. I'm Brianna Cole. Thank you for watching SFA Now. Until next time, Nacogdoches.